All right, Shalom. All right, let me get straight into this lesson. But all right, this is the folly, right? And when you really go into this day, right, is demonic, right? And this is what our people, I'm gonna actually do a lesson, Lord willing, tomorrow, going specifically into this whole Christmas idolatry and give you the origin. I did lessons on it, but it's always, good to go back over it, right? So I'm gonna do the lesson going into this origin of Christmas, and it's all idolatry, right? So let's go here. But our people been socially conditioned, all right, to do the things that they do today, from the way they look at life, from what they celebrate, from the places they go, right, from the things that the outlook they have on life, right. They've been groomed, right, by the society ever since they came out of the womb, right. We had, that's why it's mandatory, Salakia, for you to go to school. Why is that mandatory? Because they want to indoctrinate you. They wanted to teach you the way they want you to teach you. They want you to know what they want you to know. And who is they? The so-called white man. And you notice people always say they and them, but they don't specify, right? We telling you who it is, the so-called white man, the devil. All right, so what is socially conditioning? Right? And this happened ever since you came out the womb. Right? So this television right here, it says right here, this picture right here, it says, I tell you what to wear. And they do this in subtle ways, right? So they tell you what to wear. That'd be something like fashion, right? What's in style, right? What's in fashion? These fashion trends, right? And that's done through the media and through these so-called celebrities. What to eat. So they tell you what to eat, how to eat, right? What to think. It says what to love and what to fear. So they use this television and their media, right, to put you, to control you through fear. So they tell you what to be in fear of and what not to be in fear of. You notice the mainstream stories that's on these platforms, right? That's what people talk about, right? And the things that we going to is vast, right? And that's what people don't talk about, right? So this whole Israel and Hamas thing, I see what they did. They created this narrative. That's why they're showing you both sides, right? And that's all people talk about. They can't focus on nothing else because that's the witchcraft of this devil, right? To keep you occupied with how he wants you to think and what he wants you to talk about day to day. Let's go back. So I'm gonna go into this definition. All right, social conditioning. Give me 1 second. 1 second. All right, so this is word social conditioning, and it's like the same as social engineering, right? So every time that let me say it like this: everything that you've been presented, right, especially dealing with so-called religion, has been a lie for the most. And especially going into, when you go into the deeper mysteries of the Bible, and that's where a lot of our people get lost at because they have a very cartoonish understanding of the scriptures, and some of them don't have any kind of understanding. That's why the so-called white man can tell you that it's a place called hell, right? That's a lie, right? But when you don't study and you don't know better, they could just lie to you. They can tell you that Satan took 1/3 of the angels and rebelled against, as you know, as God. That's another lie. They can tell you that Lucifer, right, is talking about Satan, and that's not so. Lucifer was referring to the so-called Illuminati, which would be actual men on this earth, the so-called white man power structure, right? And many, many other things. There's so many things that I can't name them all, right? Let's get into this definition, right? But this social conditioning has been very heavy on our women as well, right? So that's why women think they are the prize. Why? Because they've been socially conditioned to think this way. When in actuality, the man is the prize, right? The centerpiece is the man, right? But you women, most of you women can't understand that, right? But in due time, social conditioning is the sociological process of training individuals in a society to respond in a manner generally approved by the society in general and peer groups within society. You hear this? It says the concept is stronger than that of socialization, which is the process of inheriting norms, customs, and ideologies. Right. So this social conditioning, Slovakia, has been done to you ever since you came out the womb. Right now, people still refer to themselves as a crayon color, right? And then you got the other tribes that take pride in their folly. They'll call themselves Jamaican, Puerto Rican, right? Dominican, right? Brazilian, and all these are just made up nationalities. So a part of this social conditioning was giving you these fake nationalities, telling you, you know, that telling you all these lies, man. So many of them, it's hard to go through everything. That's why we do these lessons to break it all up into pieces so you can get it. All right. So your mind has been groomed by Babylon, and this culture that you've been given is an Edomite culture. And everything that you've been taught is against the Bible, pretty much. They pushed you on LGBT. They told you to accept it. If you didn't accept it, right, you'll be ostracized in society. You can even be fired from your job, right, in some cases, depending how far it go. But yeah, these things, but they let's say this country is built on the Bible and the principles of the Bible. That's nothing but a lie. But this is a false reality. So when you came out the womb, you was given this society, right? You was given, right, what you see in front of you. This is a matrix. If you brothers and you sisters never watched the movie The Matrix, I advise you to watch that movie. That's a heavy movie because it explains this society that we're in. That's why we praying to Yahweh by Shem Yahushua to come free us out of this pit, this captivity, right? We have to watch all these abominations happen day in and day out. You might be watching a TV show and they'll show a Momo commercial, right? It's these things that's just crazy, man. It says false reality refers to a situation where something is believed or perceived to be true. So going back into this hell of a drug called Christianity, and there's many different genres of this religion, right? And if you understand the Bible is not about a religion. It's about you Hebrew Israelites, will be you so-called blacks, Hispanic, Native American, and the other tribes that's among the heathen nations, right? So everything that you've been taught is a lie, especially dealing with so-called religion. The so-called white man inundated you with that image that he created, right? And that's what most of our people still have in their mind to this very day, and they're gonna die in these lies. It says, but in actuality, it is not based on fact or truth. So that's what this this whole Babylon experience is based on: lies, deception, deceit, confusion, right? Keeping you distorted, hogging all the wealth, keeping you broke, right? But yet telling you that this is the American dream, right? It's all false reality, false hope. It says this can be due to misinformation. That's your media. That's all they do is pump you misinformation every day, and people don't know better. Deception, nothing but deception. It says, or a distorted perception of reality. So our people really think that this is how it's supposed to be, right? They think they were supposed to go to school when they was young. They think, right, they become an adult, go to college or whatever folly they go into, right? And then get them a job, right? Buy a house, right? For 30 years, you're paying off a house, right? And then when you get old, right, you get a social security check. That's what our people think this about. And then you die. No, that's insanity if you think that. But our people just get ready and do this folly, right? They're gonna go into a lot of debt, all right, do a lot of folly, get drunk. All these things are gonna come along with this day, right? But let's go here. Romans 12 and 2. It says, don't copy the behavior and customs of this world. And this is talking about a system, right? What system are you in? You're in the American system. Who controls this system? Edomites, the so-called white man known today, right? What customs did he set up? He set up his own customs. That's why he got Christmas, Easter, 4th of July, Thanksgiving. These are his customs that you follow. And I see this. If you don't have a custom or know who you come from, where you come from, you'll follow anybody customs, right? And you Israelites are drunk right, with the wine of Babylon. You've been seduced. It says, don't copy the behavior and customs of this world. Is this not clear? But a lot of you Israelites say you love God. You'll say you God fearing, especially the women. But you'll go and do the opposite of what the scripture's saying because you want to do what you want to do. You want to let the world got more of influence on you than the Most High, but yet you say you love God. It's all confusion, right? And that's not lining up to what you're saying, right? So you're lying. It says, but let God transform you into a new person, right? By changing the way you think. That's heavy. A lot of you people you need to get out your own way because you're still holding on of things of the world, things that you was taught growing up, things your parents taught you, right? That was all wrong, right? And I know our parents, for the most, they did the best they could, but they was teaching us out of ignorance a lot of times. So you have to, especially the women, you have to change the way you think. You can't be a feminist, right? And being the truth as a woman. That don't even make sense. You have to be submit to the man, right? It says, then you will learn to know God's will for you. So the Most High actually started to reveal things to you, right? When you commit to him, commit to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shah. It says, which is good and pleasing and perfect. So that's what makes the Lord happy, right? You turning from the behavior, the customs, the way of thinking, the way people do things in this world, right? What people find pleasure in, like, Christmas. Let's go to this word custom. It says custom. It says a traditional and widely accepted way. Is not Christmas a traditional thing that's done every year? And it's idolatry. It ain't no pretty way to say it. Then you can't, I know what our people say too. They'll say I don't celebrate it for that reason, even when they know it's idolatry. You can't change what something mean and redefine it to what you want it to be. It just don't work like that. That's madness, right? It says custom, a traditional, widely accepted way of behaving. Look at our women, are completely out of order. You can barely tell a Jake woman anything without her getting a goddamn attitude, right? And that's why Jake dipping out. They're getting their passport, getting the hell up out of here, right? It says, or doing something that is specific to a particular society that's heavy. So this custom, this tradition, Christmas, right, has been socially engineered on you. You've been socially conditioned to do this, right? And that's why you have to be reborn. So when you come into the truth, right, you have to be reborn in your mind. You have to literally throw out everything that you've been taught in the world away, right? And it comes with these customs, the way of thinking, the way you live, what you do. It says rebirth. It says the cause to be born again or spiritually renewed. That's what I'm looking for, spiritually renewed. So you can't be in the truth and be a feminist. You can't be in the truth and be all bugged out, right? Supposed to have that structure there, right? And its consequences. And a lot of people don't feel the Most High. That's why they continue to do what they want to do. But when he laid judgments out, people want to look crazy. It says rebirth. It says a fundamental change in one's belief. You hear this? And that's why, we do these lessons to edify the brothers and sisters so they can change the way they think, right? So they can come into the truth, be in compliance with Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. And if you love the Lord, you're going to do this. There's no doubt about it. The elect is going to get it together, men and women. It says outlook. So you have to change the outlook that you've been taught in Babylon. It says a person's general attitude or way of thinking about something. So that has to change if you call yourself to be in the truth. All right. Hopefully this lesson was edifying. Call Hala Yahweh by Shem, Yahweh Shai, by Shem, Rakat, Quadash. Shalom.